Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. Flight boss, the Archangel Uriel. And I'm here to carry out God's duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're going to get very deep. This is going to be a very deep video. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a very deep video. Now, I'm going to just blatantly say it right now. You know what I'm saying? When you die, you go to your dreams. Now, I'm going to let y'all have all the thoughts in y'all head that y'all will accumulate with based upon what y'all have been taught and learned about what you think a dream is, what you think death is, and things of that nature. So I'm going to let all that build in your head. And slowly but shortly throughout this video, you're going to start to understand that I'm not talking about what you think I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? So, let's break it down. Now, fuck these lighters. Now, as far as when you die, you go to your dreams. Now, your dreams is part of the subconscious realm. Now, let's break this down first. When you want to talk about everything being frequency, vibration, and energy, you have to look at it like they have lower densities to themselves. You see what I'm saying? When you look at frequency, everything under frequency will be spirit, conscious, line of events, a timeline, the spirit. You see what I'm saying? And then keyword, the unconscious. Unconscious. Then when you go to a spirit being born and being an individual, it goes into a realm of reality. And then what happens? It becomes second. Your seconds, your time, your experience. So, vibration. When a frequency start to vibrate, a spirit goes into a realm of reality, it becomes a soul. It becomes an individual. So your spirit, your individual spirit is your soul. That's what it is. You see what I'm saying? So they start to vibrate. Everything under vibration is fluid, liquid, time, motion, emotion, movement. You know what I'm saying? Experience in the line of events, the timeline. And then another key word, the subconscious. See what I'm saying? See how frequency we got unconscious, vibration we got subconscious, frequency we got birth, vibration we got life. Then we go into the death stage. See, these are separate things. We're going into the death stage. This is the energy. So frequency, vibration, the energy. Everything that falls under energy. Physical, density. You know what I'm saying? Shape, form. Matter. What matters to you can become matter. You see what I'm saying? And then here's another key word, conscious. So this is how you're able to see the light and things of that nature. So we got frequency, vibration, energy, unconscious, subconscious, conscious. See what I'm saying? So the conscious is what you're consciously aware of. So now, when you die, you go to your dreams. Because look, what are you doing now? In the death stage, in the physical part. Now, here's what you need to understand. You cannot be consciously aware of being unconscious. See, this is what separates that. And you can only experience. So you experience with the subconscious. So you're always subconsciously experiencing what you're consciously aware of. And you subconsciously can understand that you could be unconscious. But see how you know how to separate these three worlds? Now, you have to understand that before we get into this video, because your frequency vibration is like one. Your spirit comes from the over, but to experience your individual spirit of that overall, that's how you have a soul. So anybody you see, anything you see has a soul, is an individual spirit. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you looking at that frequency vibration, boom, 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 emitting each other, they create energy, and the energy can emit itself into certain matters and go into certain realms that exceeded itself before it was there, based upon its travel. Now this is what create the light, the frequency vibration bouncing. Now you always vibrating on a certain frequency. So this is your like parameter. This is like your shapeless, formless, odorless gas. So you stay in the overall parameter, the overall God. And you got this is your small parameter, your shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas. This always was you. So you took many different matters, many different shapes, many different forms, many different physicalities, many different energies. But and through these energies, all you did was receive information out of those chemicals or elements or particles and things of that nature, aka it plays out as information. It plays out as you going in realms of realities, as you being a light, and all you do is accumulate. And the more you learn, you make your shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas bigger, aka your source, your light bigger. You're more able to travel. You have more mass. You have more leeway. You have more mass and more rotation to travel as you please. Now, how does this play out in your regular life? Let me not get too mystical for y'all. How and right brain. How does this play out in your life? That shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas, that world, that's where when you dream, when you imagine, when you sleep. That's why when you think about your dreams are so fluidly. And you travel based upon your vibration and how you travel within the yin realm. Y'all know how I explain how you travel within the yin realm. You got the directions in the yang realm, which is if you want to look left, you want to look right, you want to look up and down, you want to look forward and backwards, you can. But it's that same way in the yin realm. It's just the directional pad. You have to feel like you're moving forward to move forward. You have to feel like you down, or feel like you're going in a lower place or lower chakra for to get down or to move down if you want to move in that direction in the astral realm, or go into a lower vibration and want things to move slower, like in the Matrix. That's what they was talking about in the Matrix. You see what I'm saying? When you vibrate low, that's just feeling down or going down or doing a lower nature. And when you feel like you're doing that in your dream, you can move down. You really do it. Or you can get down to have sex, or you can, because you ever had those dreams like, say you want to do something that you really pleasure, but it's like you can't find the time to do it. You keep doing other shit and you keep trying to pay attention, like, man, I want to do this, and the dream keeps switching and you keep trying to go back. That's because you're not moving in that direction. You got to learn how to move. Like I said, once you learn how to blend the right and left brain, it'll look like one world. It'll look like the same. You'll be so good at it that the same way you move up, down, left, right in the conscious realm, you'll move like this in the yin realm. You see what I'm saying? But it's the way you do it there is off of vibration. So you have to feel like you feeling lower. Like, that's why sometimes when you're scared in your dreams, things start to feel like you move slow. You feel like you're getting left behind. You feel like you're getting chased, and you feel like you need to catch up or something like that. That automatically throws you in a vibration of feeling down, or feeling like you depressed, or feeling like that. So in your dream, those are your movements. Moving slow, can't move, trying to punch, you can't really punch somebody and shit like that. Like, that's how it really is. I'm trying to tell you, this is how it really is. So, you know what I'm saying? If you want to move up in your dreams or through your imagination, you got to feel optimistic. You want to move to the right, you got to feel like you're doing something righteous, or feel righteous. You want to move to the forward, you move forward, you feel like you're getting ahead, you feel like you're moving through something. You want to go backwards, you feel like you left something behind, or feel resentment or something. None of these are right or wrong. All these are actual tools you need to use so you can move right. Shit, you need to use those tools first, even in the conscious realm, so you can move right in this realm. A lot of niggas don't even know that. This is the yin realm directions. This even control the yang realm directions. This control where you looking at right and left, and what people you gonna run into and meet, and what reasons you gonna connect with them. This control all that shit. You see what I'm saying? For real. This control who you watching on the internet, all that shit. This control all your external directions, the internal realm I'm talking about. If you want to move to the left, you feel like left field, or you feel like you opposing something, or you feel like, you know what I'm saying, your own unique original way of something. You know what I'm saying? And then you can move catty corner and all that shit. Just add a little bit of righteousness and add a little bit of this. You can move. It's all kind of shit you can move. But that's how you move right in the yin realm and through your dreams and shit. Now check this out. Now that's the shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas. Now based upon now in the conscious realm, which you're physically aware of, which you're consciously aware of, right, through a physical vessel, what's happening here is you're training your subconscious. So this is all your physical vessels are experiences. You take many different shapes and forms. Like the frequency have 9 dimensions, the vibration have 9 dimensions, and the energy have 9 dimensions. You know what I'm saying? Now to break down the 9 dimensions in the energy realm, you know what I'm saying? You have the 1 dimension will be the sperm cell. The 2nd dimension will be the egg cell. The 3rd dimension will be the physical body. Everything that you see in the 3rd dimension, bugs, animals, how y'all all got here and how y'all physically, consciously perceive this world. This the third dimension. Boom. Oversoul is the fourth dimension. You know what I'm saying? Fifth dimension is a planet. Sixth dimension is a sun, a star. Seventh dimension is a solar system. Eighth dimension is a galaxy that's controlled by a bigger sun, the black hole. And then the ninth dimension is the verse. A verse, which could be a universe, omniverse, innerverse, transverse, outerverse. You know what I'm saying? Innerverse is within you. You have an innerverse, and everything that control and keep the organisms running and all the beings in your innerverse, they're your transverse. You see what I'm saying? Well, and I can break this down in the simplest way. You don't know what's going on with inside me unless I express it. So that's me taking my inner workings, my transverse. They make up an idea for me. Then I take up my inner verse, right? Then I express it. Then it's on my outer verse now, right? It can be seen by others. But the only way it can be seen by others because it's others in the universe. So it travels through the universe. It gets picked up by another person's outer verse. If a person chooses to resonate with it, it could go in their inner verse. If they choose to say, man, fuck that idea or fuck with that energy, boom, it bounce off of them. You see what I'm saying? But if they choose to go in, then their inner workings start, and their transverse start either attacking it or resonating with it, whether it look like an alien to them or not. And this is how we come here. You see what I'm saying? But that's getting into another video. Let's talk about how when you die, you go to your dreams. And the reason why I'm breaking all this down is because this is why when you dream, that's your real world. You already know what's going on in that realm. But it's so fluidly, it's so shapeless and formless. You could be here, then there. And let's think about it right now. If you're consciously, when you're in the conscious physical, you're training your subconscious mind, and your subconscious is where you're going. So just think about how out of control you are. Just think about how out of control of your dreams you are. Just think about how much of your dreams is dictated by people, places, and things that you are consciously aware of. You see what I'm saying? These people are just taking shape. These people are places and things are just taking different shapes and form of the energy and the information that you're trying to receive and attach to your shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas. But if you're not learning, then you're not going to get big enough to be able to take a bigger vessel. You're going to keep being in this rotation. So the things that you are dreaming about are shit that's based upon other things that's controlling your shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas. So just think about all the shit you dream about. If you was to die today, that's where you're going. So you get birthed into that experience. So you start to physically experience those vibrations. And you start to experience the time and the slowness in it. Because that's what you did now. So you're here right now to learn how to train your subconscious. But when you have external references out here controlling your subconscious realm, then they control where you're going. And they're keeping you here. Based upon the things that you just dream about doing. You just can't wait to have. You just can't wait to get. You just can't wait to be in a relationship the way it's looked at in society. You see what I'm saying? And these are the tools that they use, using the planetary energies and things of that nature and channeling those to keep you under this rotation and keep this power source going. Now, if I was to tell you all I dream about is ascending and shit like that, and shit that ain't got nothing to do with really this realm of reality, if I was to die right now, that's the fucking world I'm gonna get birthed into, and I'm gonna have to go into a vessel of a being that already been in that world, that preceded me, already in that world, that's already there. So they're already a shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas that's in that world. Because this is what your thoughts are truly not your thoughts. You see what I'm saying? And we're all in the overall thought, but we all have a piece of that. So an imagination of thought, depending on how high your frequency is vibrating, these are the frequency thoughts that you're going to receive, and whether they're high or low demons in that realm. Spirits in that realm. You see what I'm saying? And they already preceded you there. Because what you're basically doing is like, you're creating a world to walk into and experience physically. But since you know, no thought, no imagination is not truly yours, you're just adding on to it, you could be a part of that. So you could get birth. If it matter enough to you, it could become matter, and you could get birth through a form there that already preceded you in that imagination. And you can start and you can experience that world in a physical realm. But see, there's different physical realms, and you get birth there in different ways. You see what I'm saying? The higher you go, the higher in the headspace you go of this overall being we in. But it's almost like, so if you dreaming about a bunch of bullshit and you controlled about a bunch of bullshit here now, that's where you're going. You're coming back here because that's what your dreams, your shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gases consist of. You're not learning. You're not gaining wisdom. You're not rising above. You're not becoming above anything. You're not rising above. See, that energy is an energy. It changed your subconscious mind. This is why I be saying don't go into the light. Don't feel like you need the light for everything. And that goes for the sunlight, fluorescent lights, any kind of light, because you're training your subconscious mind. So light goes into different realms of reality. See, this is what people don't understand when they think astrology is this one thing, and they think when I'm talking about deep, what I'm talking about is what they think I'm getting deep. No, I'm telling you what is deep. When I say light, I'm talking about language, illusions. I'm talking the sun, the fluorescent lights, thought forms, concepts, angels, frequencies. When I say light, I'm talking about all those. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about when I say light. So when I say a person lost in light, I could be meaning a person is lost into an illusion. They lost into one of the lights of the planets. The Venus light that you're channeling, you could get lost in love. Getting lost in love and lost in appreciation and lost into the illusion of the people that you love, appreciate, and value. I just size it up and say that's light. So you know what I'm saying? So it goes deep when I say that. So when I say don't be so quick to always want to worship and rise with the light and shit, that goes, you're training your subconscious. So when you die, nigga, your soul always trying to find the first motherfucking light. And if the only light you connected to is this one, that you wanna make sure you rise with this sun every day. You wanna make sure you rise with the way this fucking sun is only vibrating on the color spectrum of yellow. So this sun only thinks it's happy and giddy. This sun is gay. This sun is in a situation where a lot of times it leaves you up under authority and wants you to so just think about all these. Just think about this. See, you ain't even spiritually inclined to understand what I'm talking about, but you're training your subconscious mind, and your soul, your spirit know what I'm talking about. So your flesh, you think you're waking up and helping your spirit, but really your soul, when you die, you just subconsciously trained your mind to find a yellow light, find one of these kind of lights to go into. And 9 times out of 10, you coming right back up under this one. When I'm telling you, every star ain't the same. It's no two snowflakes the same. It's no two bugs, animals the same. It's no two humans the same. So goddamn it ain't two no motherfucking stars the same. So you motherfuckers out here subconsciously training your motherfucking brains only for these ones, not even putting in the idea and the concept in your brain that is different illuminations and things of that nature. You keep coming here that way. So you think you're an enlightened being. Yeah, your conscious enlightenment only go as far as this sun, so you keep coming back here being the wisest under all these dumb motherfuckers. Let's go somewhere else. You want to keep coming back here and be smart? No. See what I'm saying? We want to challenge our spirit. We want to go somewhere we don't know shit. Same way we came here. You came here, you was born, you ain't know shit. So you learning shit here. And I'm telling you what you're supposed to learn. Earth, your earth, stability, growth, nourishment, care, to know how to care for the right things and not care for the wrong things. This is what I'm saying. You got a lot of people out here right now that's trying to take responsibilities of things that's not their responsibility. So they start to experience things that's out of their hands, and it's going to put worry and sorrow on them that they don't need. See what I'm saying? Now just think about your dreams. Think about if you was to die, motherfucker, right now. Where the fuck you going? You see what I'm saying? And then you're going to get birthed there. So just think about it. Just think about it. You a person, you always dreaming about being a bird. You may dream about always being a bird, right? If you was to die right now, right, and say you a person that you're not consciously aware of nothing, you just here, you just looking around, and you only resonate with being a bird, and you may dream. If you was to die right now, your shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas may get birthed in that world. And you come out and experience that world as being a bird. then you go and do it again. You know what I'm saying? And if you keep being a bird to the point that you're not ascending, you're gonna keep coming in vessels as being different type of birds, fucked up birds, till you start to get smart and realize, okay, I don't need to be with a fucking bird no more. Same way as a fucking human. You know what I'm saying? You keep coming back in this vessel and things of that nature, and you keep having more experiences that bring you down, 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 to your spirit start to realize, like, man, I don't want to experience this shit no more. You see what I'm saying? And you know how to validate that due to the things that you hate and the things that you would love to do. These are pathways to knowing what you did in a previous life and what you should be doing in this life. See, all this is attached to your vibration, your experience, your soul, your things that you dream about, that you always want to do. Think about what that really is, and what is that really doing, and what did it really come from. You see what I'm saying? And think about all the shit you hate, all the shit that you want to run away from, and you will start to decipher. You will start to be able to see certain things. You will be able to start to see that, man, in some aspects, the things that you really want to do is things that you have already done, and you will know that if it's hard for you to do that now. You see what I'm saying? And the things that you may hate is shit that you may need to learn now, because you're running away from doing what you're supposed to do now. So the more you run away, the more you're going to keep staying here. When you die, you keep coming back here. And then they could go into a lot of other different ways and things of that nature. But, you know, it goes deep. So it's like your dreams, your imagination, and the things that's constantly on your mind. What kind of vibrations is those in? Because when you die, that's where the fuck you going. You know what I'm saying? And you think you're going to perceive it like your dream. Nah, you're just going to that world, and then when you go sleep and wake up and you're going to have another dream, and your dream consists of, it's your choice. Your dream determine what world you're going to. So you would know that. What kind of dreams you have every night. Do you have dreams? Do you really have dreams? Are they negative dreams? Are they positive dreams? Or are there just average dreams of you experiencing a bunch of shit that you do when you're woke? Or are you dreaming about shit that you're kind of want to do, and you're kind of trying to do, and you always kind of around that realm of reality? Think about that. It's all about your energy vibrations and things of that nature. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. Like me, I always dream about either ascending. Like, I always dream, like, I had this fucking one just fucking 2 days ago. I had a fucking dream about as we on Earth, it was almost like, okay, we all died, right? But we didn't, it's like we're traveling on one thing. Say we're traveling on one thing, right? And that thing itself, it goes up. But the life that was on it, in that process of it going up, this life, it end up being under it. But it plays out like people dying. And then when it goes up, the life form that was up here, the land end up being their land now. And it's kind of like that, but it's kind of like nothing's moving. You see what I'm saying? Like, I had a dream like that. It was weird. It's weird. It's like, say this is us. Say we these people, right? And say this is the world. Say my fist is the world, right? And we on the world right now, right? But the world itself is rising. It's like traveling, right? But we don't travel with it, right? So it's like it traveled up, so we went up under, right? And then say this was the life that was on top of it. So then it traveled, right? And when it in this life, but really both lives was both us. And it was like really no movement at all. It was just like an expansion or something like. So I don't know. Flat earthers might like that. Might like that dream right there, because that correlates to their spiral ring going out type of theology. But I dreamed about that though. And then I be dreaming about, you know, always ascending. And I'm always dreaming about a motherfucking, I'm at school. I'm at a school and I'm already there, and I'm always like, there's certain groups of people and things of that, and it's like a whole separate world. I didn't made myself comfortable, you know what I'm saying? And it's a better world than here, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's still the same experiences. It's still up, downs, but it ain't no right or wrong. It's just your way of moving. And the wiser you are is the bigger your shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas is. So it don't matter what you experiencing. It's all the same shit on the same level. You're just going to experience more of it, more perception of it, the bigger the vessel. You know what I'm saying? So I know the vessel I'm going into is is going to be a bigger perception, more access to the elements there, and more ability. You know what I'm saying? But it's truly no different than here now. Same way how scientists and all of us just use the best way we can use the access to our elements and things here, and make things like cell phones and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? And make things like what we got is technology and shit, access to the elements and shit like that. Where I'm going is a bigger vessel, so it's just more of that. But the actual experience is truly the same shit. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. So it's almost like if you live in hell right now, you live in depressed and you dream, that's all you dreaming about. If you do end up, if you are very wise in that world, you got a lot of people who are very wise into killing. You got people who are very wise into robbing and stealing. You got people who are very wise into manipulation. See, it's really no such thing as right or wrong. Wisdom and adding experience to your shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable gas, your spirit, your conscious, adding experience to that. It don't matter what the experience is. The more experience you add to it, the bigger your shit is going to be. So you're going to take a bigger physical vessel. But like I said, if you're adding a whole bunch of hatred experience, then you got a bigger, you're going to go into a bigger vessel, but you're just going to perceive and experience more of that world you created for yourself. So if you live it in hell now, but you're very wise in hell, you're a very wise person in hell. You're very, you know how to teach other people how to live in hell. You know how to teach other people all negative type of shit like that. Then guess what? You very wise, right? You gonna take a bigger vessel, right? You gonna experience more of that shit you creating now. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. You know what I'm saying? This is why I encourage people to get into astrology and out of religion and all that other shit. Because you'll truly know where the seat of God is and be able to not attach God to what everybody else is attaching God to. Because everybody else is attaching God as what it was made. Another word for man or another word for this. But really the God term is just the highest prestige of something. And then every time a human find that their highest prestige wasn't the highest prestige, they feel like they want to knock down the name God and knock down, which God is just God, and it's really not that word either. But the energy vibration that's backed and supported behind that word God, you feel that shit. So in some way, shape, or form, when you see a presence that's bigger than you, you have no choice but to be like God. But what do you think a presence that's bigger than you will say when they see a presence that's bigger than them? The same thing that you saying, because when you feel like you are a bigger presence than something that's lower than you, you feel like a God to them. So it doesn't matter how you want to shape and form, whether you want to stop using the word God or this, that, and the third. That energetic force is what it is. And whenever you meet the overall, most high, whatever like that, motherfucker, you can call that God, because it's over whatever you thought was God. Flight boss, bitch. Goddamn air. Y'all motherfuckers better get into the spirit.